This session is developing custom PowerBuilder IDE Wizards using PowerScript. My name is Roland Smith. The agenda for this session is: what is an IDE Wizard and how do they work? Why would you write your own IDE Wizard? An overview of the IDE Wizard framework. How anyone can create their own wizard. How to integrate your wizard into the IDE. And a demo and code review of a custom wizard. So a little bit about me. I've been using PowerBuilder since version 2, and I'm very active in the user forum. A little bit about my website. I have a bunch of free code samples you can download, or there are a few programs for sale. So what is an IDE Wizard and how do they work? IDE Wizards include most of the items on the New window, including creating new data window and project objects. IDE Wizards are written in PowerBuilder. Several of the DLL files that are part of the IDE are actually PBD files that have been renamed to DLL files. pbgen.dll is actually a PBL file that contains the template applications. The IDE maintains a PowerBuilder runtime session at all times to run wizards and help the painters display objects. Why would you write your own IDE wizard? You could automate many manual processes, copy exe and PBD files to a network folder after deploying a project, facilitate the use of work libraries, work with a source control provider that isn't supported by the IDE, make it easier to inherit new objects from your custom framework, or even specialized search and replace tasks. Now a little overview of the IDE Wizard framework. Now you don't have to use the IDE Wizard framework. You can create your own windows and tabs and whatever you want, but I'm going to explain a little bit about the framework. pbwiz.dll contains many base objects and windows. pbadd.dll contains an object with Orca functions, among many others. Now, the base objects include base page, which is the tab page, base summary page, which is your summary tab page, base wizard is the base window, common routines Unicode is a user object, and common Orca Unicode is the user object that has all the Orca functionality. Now, how can anyone create their own wizard? First, you need to create a target. Then copy pbwiz.dll and pbadd.dll from the shared PowerBuilder folder into the target folder and add them to the library list. This is done to make it easier to add them to the library list, and if you decide to move the target folder, you won't have to redo the library list. After creating a window, add an open function to the application open event. Now the application open event isn't executed by the wizard system. This is for your development purposes only. So that way you can run the wizard with the run man, do your testing, and then once it's ready and you're productionalizing it, then the IDE will not use the code in the application open event. If you're using the IDE Wizard framework, you'll want to inherit the window from base wizard, which is in pbwiz.dll. If you're creating multiple wizards, all the wizard libraries and the ones that are built in are all going to be active at the same time, so you have to be aware of duplicate object issues. And a tip is that shared variables will stay in memory after the wizard is closed. So you can use that to remember user choices from one execution of the wizard to the next. They will only be available as long as PowerBuilder is running. Once you exit PowerBuilder, that information is lost. So if you want to remember it for a longer period of time, you can store those settings in the registry. Now, how do you integrate your wizard into the IDE? Well, first you need to generate PBD files and copy them into the shared PowerBuilder folder. Then you have two choices. You can add it to the new window, or you can add it to the toolbar, or you could do both. PowerBuilder 2017 and 2019 are still using the Sybase registry node for their IDE settings. And InfoMaker also supports custom IDE wizards. The new window custom wizard items are defined under local machine software, while 6432 node, that indicates there are 32-bit entries, then Sybase, PowerBuilder, then the version number, and CLS ID. The toolbar custom wizard items, you have to define what the PBD files are so that the IDE can load them to the library list at startup, and those will be listed under the wizard libraries folder. fsetCommon is a function object that the wizards use to create and destroy common routines Unicode. If you wanted to, you could use the normal create and destroy syntax, but the original developers of the wizards decided to put that in a separate function. Now, Common Routines Unicode has a large number of functions in it. Some of them are fsetCurrentTarget, which sets the current target, fgetCurrentApp, which will return the app name, the app library, and the library list of the current target. fgetTargets for workspace will return information about all the targets in your workspace. And fgenerateGUIDs, and that will generate a GUID ID, which is, as you'll see later, is required for adding items to the new window. fsetOrca is a function object, and that is used to create and destroy common Orca Unicode. And in that object, some of the functions are ofStartOrca, which will start your Orca session. ofsetApplication will set the app name, app library, and library list for the Orca session, so that would be used in conjunction with fgetCurrentApp. ofPBImport object will take a source string and import that object into a Pibble. And ofStopOrca will close the Orca session. And now for the demo.